Hello darlings, we're back. If you were here last time, you remember me saying I was going to leave these out so I could make something out of them, because I never have for no good reason. So we're doing it, and I went ahead and took some books I had next to the desk and picked some stuff out of them too. So we're just going to start at the top, because these are the most important. So it's a happy planner day. Haven't had one of those since last year. I used to do it every week. If you love some happy planner, you can go back and see some older sticker books. Yeah. And this didn't come from here, but it matched, so I took it out. So we'll just stick it there. I feel like I can leave the yellows out this time, because nothing I pulled needs them. So let's see what else I was pulling out of here. Oh yes, the sunglasses washi. I think that's really all I did. Yeah, that was it. That's all I wanted out there, was the girls and the sunflowers and the sunglasses washi. So I can go back over there. Let's start with our washi. Still have my fingernails. Yes, I know these aren't long enough. I do have one extra one of those. I'm thinking I'm only going to put washi at the top today. I don't know why. I don't, but that's what I'm feeling. That's what I'm feeling. In theory, I should be able to put this one here and cut off enough for the other side. Yeah, there's plenty I'm going to have left over, which I'll probably just use so I don't have to bother with it again. Ooh. Not yet. You ruin all the surprises. Okay, not quite. There you go. Did I not get out my cutter? No, I did not. Okay, well, we'll see if I can make it right with the scissors. Psh, look at me being perfect. Go me. Go me. It's a crooked cut, but it's still good. Look at that. Look at that pretty stuff I made. Beautiful. Okay. Start with the good stuff. Okay, that's all is that all I wanted? Yes. I could use the I love the weekend, but I don't feel like it. Okay. So, I never put these away back in their thing, so I'm going to try to do that today, even if it takes more time. Alright, get out my way. I just wanna lay in my bed, but I am up. Ow. Metal rulers don't feel good when you stick them into your elbow. Just in case you were wondering, it's my public service announcement for today's Plan With Me. Dun, 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 dun. I'm just guessing. Not so shabby. Good job, me. Okay, who else? Definitely Watermelon Girl. I like Watermelon Girl a lot. I think I'm going to have my list and stuff on this page. I'm not sure yet, but maybe. You know, thinking about it. Where do you want to go, little miss? She wants to go down here. I know she didn't tell you that, but I'm telling you that's where she wants to go. She's shy. Tombo, why? Why does all my shit go sideways? Alright, good. I'm asking you like I'm asking you. I'm not really asking you. It's all good. Let's put this beautiful girl. Yeah. I was gonna forget, didn't ya? No. Do you guys just go sideways like that? Don't tell me it's operator error, because I mean, it could be. It could just be me. Alright. Could have moved her down a little because I didn't get up far enough, but it's okay. Because there's no, say it with me, such thing as perfect. I'm going to take this beautiful girl. I don't have any redheads on this one, so we'll take the redhead. I really like this background. I might actually take that and make it into stickers. You know, like cut it up into boxes or something. We're gonna put her down here. Just because I kind of like her there. Yeah. So why the hell not? Alright. Yay, you guys. Look, I finally used some of these that I love so much that I never wanted to use. That was the whole purpose of this, was that I kept like these pages out of these 2 pages of girls out of the squad goals because I didn't want to use them because then I wouldn't have them, which is freaking ridiculous. But that's what happened. I'll put happy plans down here by her. Alright, let's see what's in our quote book. Way to get things done is to simply start. I believe that is what I got this out for, but I am second guessing it right now. I do feel like this would be good just because it kind of goes with the dots and the, you know what I'm saying. Did I want anything in here? The blah blah blah. I wanted the blah blah blah. And I might as well take girl boss at work for my work schedule. I know, you know I was trying to finish it, right? Remember this. I don't think I went this far. Go your own way. Go your own way. Alright. I think that's enough out of quotes. And this is the old quotes book. All my books are old, honestly, except 2016 originally. Yeah, I've had that shit for a while. Almost all my Barton books are really old. Alright, so girl boss at work. I think I will write my work hours over here this week instead of over there. I know. I'm a badass. I'll put Friday up here, even though Friday is just another day for me. Blah blah blah. That's kind of how I feel about the world. So we'll put it up here. Blah blah blah. Oh, so I was having a discussion with Laura. I know. Y'all know, you practically know her. If you meet her on the street, you can be like, hey, Laura, I know who you are. I know all about you. No, you don't. She's much more badass than you think she is. And I pulled all these out separately and put them in the front of watercolor. However, this is full of a lot of different things. This became one of those ones where all the stuff I forgot to put away went into that one. So anyway, I was talking to her, and this morning, laying in bed, because I didn't feel like doing anything at all, I found this video, this guy talking about why did people let children watch Hocus Pocus when it came out? Oh my god, there's all these things in it, you know, sex and violence and blah blah blah. And I sent it to Laura just because she likes that movie. I like that movie. It's an interesting listen, you know. But before she even watched it, she was reading what I had sent her, the text I had sent her, and she said, Why? Well, because it was the 80s and none of us gave a shit. She's not wrong. She's absolutely not wrong. It's exactly how it was. It was the 80s and none of us gave a shit. And here's the thing. I know, you're all going to start yelling boomer at me. But, I mean, guys, we kind of, I think, oh, please don't yell boomer at me. I know how this is going to come out. But, see, I'm going to sound like a boomer. It doesn't matter what you say, you are going to sound like a boomer. So go ahead and sound like a boomer. Okay. I'm going to stick these on my water glass because I will come back to them. I wish I had a pizza night every single week. That would be awesome. And shopping. Okay. I might have wooded those, but I don't anymore. Blah, blah, blah. I already put a blah, blah, blah on there. This is the thing when you've got so much shit. You then have to, like, figure out which of your shit you're gonna use. I'm gonna show you my, like, 3 to-dos down here, and that'll be my whole weekly thing. I'm gonna need lists for those, so I might use those. Goals, dreams, plans, don't forget. I'm sure I was using this for don't forget, so we'll put a don't forget on Sunday. So that by the last day of my week, you know what, since I started planning, I mean, and I understand it started with teachers, right? But Sunday was, you grow up learning Sunday is the beginning of the week. To me, it's never the beginning of the week anymore. I'm like, well, I didn't get that done, but I'll do it. I can wait for the work week. No, this is the beginning of the work. This is the beginning of the week. Anyway, that didn't make sense, but it did in my head. But anyway, so we were talking about that, and that's what she said, and I said, you know what, that's not wrong. And here's the thing. We grew up, we children who were growing up in the 80s and the 70s and the 60s, we grew up a lot differently than you guys. We actually had a lot more fun than you guys because there weren't so many rules, because no one had figured out that everything in the whole fucking world was dangerous. And it was. I mean, we were that generation who, kids' faces started being on milk cartons, So, that's what I'm saying. I'm just making pretty stuff now. Not really paying any attention at all. That's gonna need a box. So anyway, here's the thing I'm trying to say, is that we had more freedom than you guys. You guys think with the social media and everything that the social media, I just sounded like a grandma. The social media. That, your world is so much more open and blah, 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 and it's not always in a good way, right? I mean, it's not always in a good way. But, we got to go outside and play because no one knew people were waiting to snatch us. And it's when we were young that people figured out that people were trying to snatch us. We got to do a lot of things that you guys don't get to do, and that now that you're parents, you are parents, not your parents. You are parents. Fitness, I don't know what we're going to use up here. Weekly goal. I think I might want to have a weekly goal this week. Not one of these, but don't mind me. I'm old. I wanted that one over here. My end of the week, which is the beginning of the week for other people. It's not always easy, but it's always worth it. I feel like I wanted this one because it matches that. So we might as well use it, right? Hell yes. I think I wanted the stars for this, but I'm going to use those other ones instead, probably. Just put it in there. Rest. I do need to be told to rest quite often. I'm not particularly good at that one. Look at that. My even game is pretty good today, though. Anyway, what was I trying to tell you? You're right, we didn't care. Our parents were not your parents, in that our parents, the world, you guys don't understand probably, that the world has changed so goddamn much since the 80s. So much. I mean, honestly, you can't even understand. So much. And it's great. And we do love it. But, you know, we were those people who all those things happened to first. You know what I mean? You know what I mean? We were the ones who all of a sudden our friends were disappearing on their paper routes and things like that. And that's when things started to change. But when we were very young, nobody thought about those things. Nobody was like, oh, sex in the schools. We were all like, thank God someone will teach them about sex. That's how I was brought up. Oh, thank God. My parents always said, you can, and I was like, why would I ever ask my parents about sex when I have a best friend 2 doors down who has an older sister? That's where we go for this information. And I'm glad it was. But I was also a book reader, so I was reading about that stuff before I was supposed to be anyway, so I understood sex by the time I was 7. I didn't do it, I just understood it. And now people are like complaining about how teachers want to teach about sex and identity, and you know what? Those are important things for you to process when you're growing up. We're not protecting kids today by not letting them be exposed to things. We're doing the exact opposite. We're actually crippling them in some way. I've talked to people of all ages, and I like teenagers. I do. I like them. But it seems to me that emotionally it's taking a hell of a lot longer for them to grow. And I've noticed this over the years. And I'm not pointing fingers at you guys and saying you're shitty parents because you don't want the schools to teach these things. But here's the thing. When I was growing up, most moms were still at home. They're not anymore. You pretty much have to have both parents. If you have both parents in the home, you have to have both parents working just in order to be able to pay for your lives. Right? That didn't happen when we were growing up. So we had a lot more experience of the world out and about with our parents. And in some cases, yes, you had to grow up faster. Absolutely. You had to grow up faster. Just because the world was changing so much. And the world now isn't changing so much in Color Story. Isn't changing in the same kind of ways. So, I don't know. It's true. It is absolutely true that the reason all those things in the 80s happened was because no one gave a shit. Because we were all happy to be alive. And, you know, like all teenagers, of course, we felt invincible at some points, you know, but we learned learned more interpersonal communication because we were around actual people, you know? And you're not anymore. You're on screens. Not you, but you know what I mean. So yeah, we're a different breed, and it's true, but you know, it's true. Things are thought to be very detrimental to children today that were perfectly normal when I was growing up. And you know what? I adjusted pretty goddamn well. I like who I am. I'm a good people. You know? I know you know. I think we're protecting children from the wrong things. And I think that people have decided that whatever goes right with their children, it has to be because of them, right? But you can't do that if you've asked teachers to take over teaching a lot of life skills, which we have as a society. But we also think that we can second guess those people. You don't ask somebody to do something and then tell them they're not doing it right. That's not helpful at all. And I think we all know that. Shopping. And sometimes I think parents are scared of the wrong things now. You know what my parents were scared of? That I was going to get snatched. That was a huge thing. Because we hadn't noticed it before. And once you start noticing that shit, you start freaking out a little. Right? And now we're worried about letting our children be adults before they're actually ready. And then they go make really hideous mistakes that hurt them. I think we're just teaching them the wrong things. I know, I'm old. I know. I know how you feel about me being old. I get it. But, you know, I'm just saying, guys. I think Parents' Day are worrying about the wrong things. You should be worrying about your kids ending up able to live in an adult society. That's what you should be worrying about. And you should be worried about them learning things that keep them smart and safe. And the things you think they need saved from are not the things that you were saved from. And they need to be. I know somebody's just going to go off and say, will you please shut up now, you're just babbling. You're right, I am. I apologize. I don't apologize. Fuck it. I don't, because it's just not working out the way you think it is. That's what I'm saying. I'm sure there was more. I mean, it made perfectly good sense in my head, but obviously today I can't do two things at once. Alright, last one here. Colorful boxes. Let's see what I wanted up here. Some of those. Yep. Glow Girl. I was going to put another box down there and I didn't. Of course I want to use these. They're adorable. Before anybody yells at me, I'm going to backtrack for a minute. I did raise children. Thank you very much. I have raised children. And I did a pretty goddamn good job. Not going to lie. I'm not going to play it down. I did a pretty goddamn good job. Because I just wanted my child to be safe and to be able to make her own educated decisions. And she does. And she's brilliant. And she's beautiful. And she's kind. And I made sure that I was the mom she could always ask anything of. And still is. Sometimes she'll be like, oh, I don't know if I... And I'm just like, I'm not going to judge you. I'm not going to judge you for anything. The only time I judged you is when I found the pipe after we moved to my mom's house. That's the time I judged you because you were going to get us kicked out. That's the only time I've ever really judged her. And it's important, you guys. It's important just to make everybody feel loved and secure so that they can make their adult decisions. I think that's what I wanted to say. It's just, that's important. It's important. And I don't think we treat it like it's important enough. I'm not worried about kids learning about sex or about transgenderism or actual real history about how shitty things were everywhere. That's how you change those things. You learn about them. You learn about them, and you do something different. And I want my kids to read, I want kids to read all the books. You know why? Here's why. Because if they read all the books and they have all that experience, they're going to be able to make all the right decisions to keep humanity going. Yeah, that's what I said. And they're going to be good people who help instead of hinder other people. And they're going to want the world to be a better place. And they're going to work to make it a better place in whatever little way they have, no matter how small. We want them to be loving human beings. We want them to be that, so we have to quit trying to stop them from being that. And that includes learning every single thing they can in the universe. And that really includes thinking something's important besides work. And people talk shit about kids who are making a living on TikTok. You know what? More fucking power. And YouTube. More power to them. More power to them. It took me till I was middle-aged to finally stop doing things I didn't want to do and work for myself and make something pretty to put out in the world. I don't want people to have to wait that long. I feel like I wasted a lot of my life. Sorry, this just got all deep and philosophical. Let's just change the subject. Because I'm getting uncomfortable with what I'm saying. Even though I mean it, all of a sudden my subconscious is like, you're going to be judged. You're going to be judged, bitch. Shut up. Shut up. I know. But maybe I need to be. It's just important. You want your kids to end up the best people they can possibly be, and you can't do that. You can't do that by hiding stuff from them. You can't do that by telling them you can't learn that until you're an adult, because guess what? They need to learn it before they're adults, so that they can be good adults. You're going the wrong way on this. You're just going the wrong way. I'm sorry, you're going the wrong way. And now I've made myself sad, which is ridiculous. No reason to be sad. I needed it to do right there, but I didn't have the right colors. God. They need to learn it before they're adults. They need to learn it as they grow so that they'll be able to make good decisions. And their good decisions may not be our good decisions, parents. It just may not be. And we have to let them anyway. We have to let them anyway. You want to keep them out of trouble. We all want to keep our children safe. All of us do, but you have to let them learn everything they can possibly learn so that they know how to make those good choices. And we're not doing it anymore. We're like all worried about how they're gonna suddenly question their identity. Oh my God, you guys, that's what you want kids to do when they're growing up. You want them to question their goddamn identity. It's how they figure out the world. It's how they figure out the world. They need that. We all, as humanity, we need that. You're keeping information from them that they need to be adults. They're so young. You know what? They're not anymore because they see everything on TV, even if you don't think they are. Do you know what I mean? Hope you know what I mean. You can't protect children, because I can tell you right now, I grew up in the days where we were allowed to be kids. We didn't have to learn. We didn't learn all this stuff on TV and social media and in public. And, we didn't learn like you guys do. There's like a worldwide open web, for God's sakes, that can just catch you. So you learn a lot more things faster, which is great. But then parents, we can't tell them we've got all this cool stuff and you can find out anything you want to in the world, but don't use it. You're not God to their Adam and Eve. You don't get well, you shouldn't. You do get to boss them around. You do get to make them live by your rules, but you're kind of doing a disservice. Give them rules so that they grow up to be decent humans and let them go from there. I had an adult library card when I was 7 because my parents were like, read whatever the fuck you want. And now I read 5 books at a time and I learn new things just for fun. I mean, I know lots of shit. And I make good decisions. Because I was allowed all the information when I was growing up. And now it's easier for kids to get, so let them have it. But be a parent who can talk to them about it. And you know what? Tell them your opinions on stuff. It matters. Kids listen to you, even if they don't agree with you. 20 years from now, they may go, oh, you know what? When Mom said this, yeah, I understand why she said that. I understand that now. You need to put in information to get out growth. Okay, I'm done. I don't know why I did that, you guys. I did not realize I was going to trigger myself like that today. Sorry. But look, we're making a very pretty spread with squad goal girls in the pool. Wow. Wow. That was weird. I gave myself goosebumps. I must have just said something I really believed. Let's have a box for notes to myself. I feel like there's way too much pink on this page already, but maybe my note to self is going to be up here. Maybe we'll make it a box up there because I don't want to put more pink over there. Okay, weekly goal. Let's have a weekly goal this week. Because why wouldn't we? Right? Me time. Everybody needs some me time. We're just going to put it down here next to this girl who's chilling the way I would like to be chilling. I don't think I would pick the unicorn because I knock these things over and that would get me a cut in the eye or, killed by a wing. Shit like that. Alright, so there's my work. Oh, you know what? I should put things in there. Things. Let's use these little things for my days of the week. Just so I remember what I'm doing. I just have to write times in there. It doesn't have to be a lot of anything. Let your kids learn. They will make the right decisions. They will make the right decisions if you let them learn. That's what I'm saying. Monday, Tuesday. I only need to put 6 in here because I don't generally work 7 days a week. I mean, sometimes I do, but it makes me a hateful harridan. So I try not to. Knowledge is the thing that makes us all good people, y'all. I don't know if you realize that or not. Oh, I'm only going to be able to have 5 in here. I'll make 2 rows. It'll be fine. Knowledge is what makes us better people. We're not mushrooms. Kids aren't mushrooms. You can't just leave them in the dark and throw shit on them. It's not going to work. You gotta let them learn. Please, just let your children learn. Now that I'm older, I'm glad I did not become a teacher. I used to, when I was little, when I was 3, I was already playing classroom, and I was always the teacher. And I've been in love with learning ever since, but I'm really glad that I did not go ahead and go into that. Because teaching is hard. And you know what? We gotta stop being so mean to our teachers because, wow, they put up, and I think some of us have learned that during the pandemic. They put up with a lot of shit that you never see. Because your kids wouldn't do it to you. And in that way, teachers are actually seeing the kind of kids you actually have, as opposed to the ones you think you have. I know that sounds rough, but it's true. It's true. All right. I'll just use one. Yeah, I'm tired of the pink over here, so we're not going to do that. This green kind of looks the closest. Actually, this green and this blue kind of go together, but we'll do the green. The teal, as we call it, teal. Alright. Empty space. I'll do something with it. You know I will. Oh, reading. I need a reading list. Which of these is going to be the reading list? My reading list doesn't have to be that big, so I'm going to put it here. And we're going to use this hearts I didn't use. Because reading is fundamental. I never told my child she couldn't read a certain book or watch a certain show. I mean, I did if it was like really like tragically violent, like I thought it would scar her for life. I mean, you get to have some like Faces of Death. My father let me watch the Faces of Death movies when I was 10. You know what I remember? I remember how sad I was when they sawed off the top of the monkey's head and ate his brains while he was still alive. That's what I remember. All that other gory shit, don't really remember it. That's what I remember, is some unkindness that happened. I know, it's ridiculous, but it's true. And yes, I am very interested in true crime, and I did want to be a coroner or a medical examiner for a while, but that's not the point. The point here is that the bear attack, that was bad too. That really brought it home that, you know, things that you don't know about can kill you, so you should probably learn as much as you possibly can. It was a good thing, you guys. I'm telling you, it was a good thing. Alright. So that's going to be our reading, and the rest of these lists can just be lists until we figure out what we want to do with them when the day comes. Wow, I riled myself up today, but in a good way. I'm like, wow, you're actually speaking your truth. Since when do you do that in public? Well, since I got old, because give no more shits. Give no more. It's true. When you get old, you give no more shits. You're like, guess what? I'm going to tell you the truth. There you go. Bam, there it is. Do we need anything else? Fun day. A fun day would be nice, but the colors don't match. To do, TV, books, goal, shopping, one other thing. Notice. I'm going to make that whole thing note to self. I'm going to give myself a week off from habit trackers. Unless the time comes and I'm like, girl, you really need a habit tracker because you can't remember anything. Oh, that one's not going to work there. No, I'm just going to go ahead and take this to-do that doesn't have a color that matches anything and put it here. Because I said I was going to do 3 to-dos, so I have. Alright. Wow, I talked so much that I didn't pay attention to what I was doing, and I actually like what I ended up with. Maybe I should go on a tangent and get on my soapbox more often. It's pretty. It's pretty. I sound amazed. I shouldn't sound amazed since I've made this my job, right? I should be like, of course it's pretty. I had no doubt it was gonna be pretty. Totally didn't see that coming. Okay. Yeah, that'll do. That'll do, pig. That'll do. Let's see if I can find. I kinda just wanna make a box. I just don't. Let's do this just for shits and giggles. Also something I learned growing up. Sometimes you just do things for shits and giggles. There's something to be said for shits and giggles. Yes, yes. And they're like, yes, and we wish you'd quit saying it. I know, boomer. I know, boomer. Another thing I want to tell you is just as you grow up, even if you don't get along with your parents, and we know there's some shitty ass parents, you just gotta make peace with that and just remind yourself they were doing the best they could. They were doing the best they could as they knew it. And hopefully, as society has progressed, we have all learned how to do it a little better. But we're kind of going backwards right now. And like, no, let's not let our kids see any of this stuff. And let's not let them learn. Well, dude, let them learn sooner rather than later. Honestly. Alright, we're done and I am happy. It is so cute. Sorry I went on a tangent, but that shit happens. Just double checking. I feel like there was something else that I wanted that I'm leaving off, and it disturbs me some. I never put on one of these cute little things. Well, we're gonna do it. We're gonna put it right here, just because we want to. Why? Just for pretty. I really like those. And I know they're supposed to go sideways, but I don't want them to go sideways this time. Alright, yeah, we really are done. I really am finished with you. Okay, so here's my questionable advice for today. Do your best to evolve past the point where what is most important to you is what other people think of you. Evolve to a point where what matters is who you think you are and if you like yourself. And then you can come do Plan With Me's and go off on a tangent that probably has everyone screaming at you, boomer, but you can do it and not really feel bad about it, even if you say you're sorry. Yeah. Just evolve. We're de-evolving right now as a society. We need to evolve again. And go right now and get your kids library cards. And if they're little, go ahead and get them adult library cards, because it's going to be a long time before they have books you're supposed to worry about. And if you remember the book Forever by Judy Blume from when you were growing up, remember that if you read it now, it's much less horrifying than any TV show that you've let your kids watch lately. Okay. Go forth, evolve. Talk to you later.